Hey there, soccer fans. Welcome on into the weekly Thursday episode here between the posts. He's, of course, Matt. I'm, of course, Jason. And like always, we're here to break down the 10 matches going on this week in the Premier League. How's it going there, Matt?
Going well. Yeah, it's fun to talk EPL with you as always. And today, it's kind of NBA trade deadline day, so I'm looking at all of that stuff. Got my Woj. It's that one day of the year you put Woj on notifications and let them roll with it. But yeah, it's time to break down this card for
Well,
sure.
then you got the big weekend because you're the Niners guy, as everybody knows. So you got a monster weekend ahead of you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm very nervous about that one.
It is time to go ahead and break down this card, Matt. We're both picking up a lot of steam here between the posts. In fact, last week I was one goal away in Bournemouth versus Forest from a sweep in the card last week and going 4-0, but that game finished 1-1 instead of getting the third goal that we needed. Matt, I want to ask you, and it's something that you had, or something that you said a few weeks ago on the show, is you said this is kind of becoming an overs league. You know, there's only one team that averages below 2.5 goals per match, and I think that says exactly what you kind of said a few weeks ago. It is kind of becoming an over league. Like, it's hard predicting an under. It's either you like an over or you just kind of stay away from it.
Yeah, you really need teams to find a way to cancel themselves out, and especially with all the additional time at 10 minutes of stoppage, it really does lend itself to goals.
Could you guess that one team that's not averaging 2.5 more goals or more? Can you guess the
Sheffield,
one? Sheffield.
Sheffield.
You know what? Not a surprise. And Sean Dice, we trust. If it's going to be anybody, it's Sean Dice ball. No, he's the only manager. Their games are averaging 2.4 goals. He's got 12 overs and 11 unders on the season. So classic 50-50 guy, Sean Dice, coming in right there.
Yeah,
All right. Well, talking to Sean Dice, he's got the first game this weekend at the Etihad. Manchester City's taking on Everton. All right, Matt. This is one where I look at and I go, how quickly can City get the job done? They've got Copenhagen midweek on Tuesday. I think that's going to lend them to just come out like gangbusters. They're going to cover a first half over. They're going to cover a full game over. They are going to get this job done extremely quick, and anybody who's worth a damn is going to start coming off the field at about minute 70. I don't see how Everton hangs. The only thing that gives me and the guy asked me last week when they played Brentford, could City win to nil? You know they've only got 5 clean sheets on the season, which is their lowest under Guardiola. He's only got 5 clean sheets. So maybe this is a Man City money line and a both teams to score, which is what I hit this past weekend on Byron. If you still though look at their 5 clean sheets and look or the games that they haven't kept a clean sheet, and look at the last one against Brentford. That wasn't like a great goal. Like, it was off a damn goal kick, and it just kind of fell to Maupay, and he ran onto it. So I don't know if I'm willing to go Man City money line and both teams to score, but they're going to get this job done quick this weekend. What about you?
yeah. I actually like the unders here a little bit, but I probably it won't be making my card. But if I had to give a lean, I think it's shaded correctly at an under 3.5 at -135. Um, I love that
Under
some shade bet.
3.5. Okay. I know, right?
So here's my reasoning. It's kind of similar. You mentioned it last week when you like Man City's team total in the first half, and then they kind of slow things down. That was against Burnley though. So and that kind of did hold true a bit. Burnley got a late goal, which then sent that over the 3.5. But they do slow down in the second half, and they'll focus on Copenhagen.
Oh, we full on lost them.
Hear me?
Yep, now you're back.
Can you still hear me? Yeah, somebody called me. I'm sorry. So, so yeah, I think in unders um, in this one, I think that they get the job done, and then they kind of squeeze the life out of Everton here, and that's the other thing too. Though is that Dyche is going to set up in a correct low block here, and he's going to make it as tough as possible on Man City. I can see this one, not having a goal for a little bit, and I just see unders here as a pretty strong lean.
Pretty strong, Man City, and I mentioned this the last time they were at home, so it wouldn't have been on last week's show because they were at Brentford. but they've been leading at halftime in all of their games. That's why I kind of just love taking this first half over, or maybe a full game over, because if that trend continues and if they have the lead, that's at least one goal. You know they're going to have the possession, have the chances. Why not just give me one more goal for a great big plus money price, or the full game team total? Because I do think they're going to get it done and dusted. And you mentioned Copenhagen. They're going to want to put their attentions there. Look, the last 2 times they've gone out against Everton, they've gotten 3 goals in each game. So they would have covered a full game team total of over 2.5, getting a 3-1 and 3-0 win. It's going to be tough here for Sean Dice at the Etihad. I'm looking City to get things done and quick and get their attention over to Champions League. So you like the under, so you're thinking 3-0, 2-0 win? You're thinking a win to nil?
Yeah, I think that if I was going to bet an over here, it would be the Man City team total and nothing else, probably. I see this game as 2-3-0.
2-3-0. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep it on rolling. Next match here is Luton Town versus Sheffield. You want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I know Luton's laying like minus 135 to even minus 140 at some places, and it just immediately makes it a pass for me. I can't get on board with that price. I think that Luton are going to win, but that price is concerning for sure. So I kind of just left it. I'm not going to lay minus 135 with Luton, I guess.
How can you, right? The Luton fade is no longer quite the Luton fade. Matt, why not just go for goals? Each of these teams are hitting the over, and both teams will score at 67% in their last 6 games. So we figure we're going to get goals. We know Luton's been really great at home. You don't like just goals? Maybe just taking an over 2.5 here?
Yeah, I mean, Luton's been great for goals. So yeah, I would lean with you there. I kind of just thought that there were better options maybe down the card.
Okay, I didn't think this price of minus 135 was that great. Was that crazy for an over? I thought it might have been a little bit juicier because they've been hitting it. Look, I still think Luton's going to get the win here. They're averaging 1.83 points per game in their last 6, where Sheffield is only averaging 0.33 points. This is a Luton money line, and both teams will score. I'd go for the big boy price in this one.
Yeah, yeah, like you mentioned before, like these bottom of the table clashes, they do tend to see more goals because both teams say, hey, we got to go for it. So I like that angle. I would be on goals more than Luton.
Luton now out of the relegation zone. Let's see if they can keep the good times rolling. Obviously, they haven't picked up a loss now in 3 matches. So, all right, Wolves and Brentford. There's another one, Matt, where I think goals are going to be on the menu here. Brentford in their last 6 matches, 100% both teams will score, and 100% have also come along for the over 2.5. Wolves aren't too far behind. They're at 83% and 67%. So I'm just going to see goals in this one. It's coming through. I even think this is another one. Try and predict the winner. Wolves are averaging 2.17 points in their last 6. Brentford's 0.5. I'm going to stick to just the goals. It's at plus money for the classic over 2.5. Both teams will score. But I like Wolves. They've been far superior here at home.
Yeah, these two teams have played, like 2 or 3 times in the last month. I know that they had a replay in the Cup. And that's honestly what kind of keeps me off of this one a little bit, is just how much they've played. That's what kind of scares me on an over a little bit, just from the familiarity standpoint of these teams. And it's really tough to pick a winner in this one. Wolves kind of have gotten the better of Brentford recently in the cups and stuff like that, and would maybe lean that way. But for me, this is a really tough one to call, and I just passed it.
You just passed it. Oh, man, I thought you were going to be on the goals that one. I do see, yeah, because they did hook up in that FA Cup. They had the replay after that draw, so I hear you there. Wolves have been dominating this head-to-head. They've gotten a result in the last 6 head-to-heads. Brentford, you got to go back to the 7th in 2021, last time they were able to get 3 points out of this head-to-head fixture. I like everything Gary O'Neill's been doing. I just love watching Wolves football. They're really good. I'd give you another money line and both teams to score. I think go for another big price on this one. All right, you Craven Cottage, Fulham, Bournemouth. Are you going to keep riding Bournemouth, or what are you doing with this one?
Yeah, I'm going to go overs here. I just need Fulham to capitalize on their chances because I know that there will be some. And I just love the horse right now that Bournemouth are providing. I mean, they're kind of a team that you like to get behind on overs with. And so, yeah, I see this one as like a both teams to score in over 2.5.
It's funny you mentioned Fulham taking advantage of their chances because they've failed to score in 67% of their most recent matches over the last 6. They are not clinical in front of the net enough for my liking to take a stab. They'll get the chances. The XG will be there, but their stats don't look good in this little bit of a stretch for hitting it, like them contributing, 2 and over. So you would think with them at home, though, they would be able to do it. But Bournemouth is actually better on the table. They're 12th and Fulham is 13th on the table. So Bournemouth is his resurgence. Fulham's not clinical enough for my liking. They've both scored 30 goals on the season. I'd have to look up what a Bournemouth, maybe like a draw no bet.
I was just going to say
Something
Bournemouth
along those
plus a
lines.
quarter. Bournemouth plus a quarter on the Asian line at Bet Rivers. That would be a good way in, I think. Um, yeah, I know that it's at the Cottage, but yeah, Bournemouth have just been playing better, and like you're getting a team on side plus a quarter of a goal that's more clinical than the other side, and I like those angles.
Yeah, they're way more clinical in this recent stretch. I mean, hell, they're picking up a point in every game, 1.33 points. Fulham's nowhere
Yeah,
near. So
yeah. Actually, I think that you're right. I think the best play here is Bournemouth plus a quarter.
Bournemouth will score. Yeah, I'm gonna probably be having a free bet over the weekend, and I think they're on the double chance, same thing, quarter. I think Bournemouth works its way into that play. All right, Liverpool, Burnley. How bad is Liverpool beating up on Burnley today?
I think that they'll get the job done, but it's really hard to find a way in, I guess, on this one, just with the line being where it is. Burnley have scored in their last few. They were able to score against City. I think that the best way into this one would be a Liverpool to win and both teams to score. I can see Burnley getting on the score sheet at some point. Um, Very tough. It's just tough that with these big numbers. So I've decided to just kind of lay off of it for now. Maybe something in play.
Yeah, it always just comes down to the pricing. I mean, they're at home, they're at Anfield, they're against a relegation team. I mean, they're the biggest favorite of the entire weekend. They're a bigger favorite at home as opposed to Man City at home. I speaks to the caliber opponent that they're playing at Burnley, but it's just tough. It makes it really hard to try and really just get in a bet. I think maybe I'll just try and live bet it. I'll try and see if maybe it could come out a little slow and first half money line or something along those lines, or maybe from the nick a couple goals in the first half. I don't like this one. It was all priced a little bit too much for my liking to get in a pre-bet wager. So can't even really use it as a money line parlay. The only thing I was wondering is, would this be a spot where maybe do you convince that they win by 2? Because then it becomes a parlay piece if you think they can actually pull off the victory by 2 goals or more.
I think that they should. I think that's parlay worthy.
Then the win by 2 or more.
Yeah.
Nunez to hit the woodwork.
Yeah.
I always love putting
Seriously.
That's a prop on DraftKings. I love putting that one in my same game parlays because woodwork always hits. Hate to
Yeah.
joke on the guy coming off a 4-bagger of woodworks, but that's just a great parlay leg.
Yeah. No, that's a fun one.
All right, Tottenham and Brighton. For sure you're seeing goals in this one,
Yeah. Yeah. Give me the over 3.5 here. Just going goals. Brighton have been a little untrustworthy, and that's why I'm not going to go with the both teams to score and over. I mean, I think that Spurs might be able to get here on their own. I want to play Spurs, but I remember the reverse fixture. Brighton cooked them, and so I'm a little bit off on that, but I'm just going to go with over 3.5 here.
How can you not? How can you not? Last 6, everybody's scoring in Spurs games. Both them, the opponent, over 2.5 is hitting 100%. And Brighton, maybe they're starting to maybe kind of like figure it out and maybe try and pick it up. They obviously get the big win up against Crystal Palace, a 4-1. Obviously coming off of that 4-0 loss there to Luton. So I hear you. That's why you're not willing to do the both teams to score, because they didn't score against Wolves. They didn't score against Luton. So you're a little nervous with Brighton and their attack. And I think with good measure right there, I would say with good one. It does look like Matomo could be back. Matomo could be back, which obviously would be a boost to any over that you're holding. We don't know right now, but it does look like he's going to be back into the side.
Yeah, definitely need him. Maybe without him, what you do as a bettor is you pivot to Spurs team total.
Oh, without Matomo?
Yeah, just kind of trust in Spurs. I feel like they're pretty trustworthy right now in front of net, and I think they're kind of clicking right now. So I think it's a good revenge angle too for Spurs.
Let me see what are we real quick. For them to bag, you'd have to go over to 3 goals at 155.
Yeah, yeah, I don't mind that. or
Yeah.
two and or 1.5 in a parlay.
I think Brighton is still bright enough to get a goal and really just get to the over 3.5 that you mentioned, and that's out there. I like it enough to go for it. 100% in Spurs matches, and Brightford's coming along at 50% when you pair them up. Give me an over.
Yeah.
What are you thinking here? Forest and Newcastle. This is another game where I thought for an over, Matt. I mean, Forest, 100%. Both teams to score, 83%, and over 2.5. Yeah, Newcastle's obviously right there, 83 and 83 in each of those respective categories. I'm assuming Newcastle gets the win. I mean, Newcastle's better players in Champions League, yada, yada. Like, it should, but I just want to bet goals. Both teams scored over 2.5. Santos is back. One little trip up in his managerial career at Forest, and he's right back to cash in the overs of both teams to score.
Yeah, no, I would be on that kind of angle. I don't know the health of Isak. I think that's kind of crucial here. But it's Forest at home, right?
Forest at home, yeah. And hopefully they leave Chris Wood out, and the dude, a guy that I can't pronounce, the big guy, number 9.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can stay in there.
Yeah, I kind of like Forest a little bit here. This would be a lineup checker, but I mean, you can get a decent price probably on a plus a quarter or double chance on Forest. I kind of like them here.
And I'll even think you get a big boost if Chris Wood could still be injured and you get Origi in there. Because Chris Wood is just good for direct, like just long balls, set pieces. He ain't doing anything. When I saw Origi in that lineup against Bristol, I got all excited. I was like, oh, hell yeah. Now they got somebody they can play through. You can't play through Chris Wood. I like it. If I get Wood still injured and Origi, that one's going over.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it. All right, what are you thinking here at West Ham and Arsenal?
I think that this is a smash Arsenal spot. This is like, and I'm just trying to figure out what the best. I mean, this is my best bet, and I'm still trying to come up like what with what combination it's going to be. Like, I might just lay the minus 180 on Arsenal here, but yeah, for me, this like Arsenal are going to crush West Ham. And so I'm, do I do under 4.5 or do I do over 1.5? That's what I just need to detail in a little bit more, but I think that they're going to crush them. West Ham right now are not in a good way. Arsenal are going to come here and dominate them, stop Kudus, and you win the match. And that's kind of what United did last week. And Arsenal are another level than United. That Arsenal are going to smash here.
Yeah, I did the Man United money line with that over 1.5, as you mentioned. Why not go back to the same play with Arsenal here? Why not go back to the exact same play? You're getting a better side than United, and okay, well, it's not at Old Trafford. Obviously, it's at West Ham, but you're getting a better side coming in at Arsenal, and we know from their defensive prowess, this is a top 3 defensive side in all of the Premier League.
I know. That's why I'm thinking like maybe it's Arsenal and under 4.5 or 3.5 because. So that's what trips me up, I guess, a little bit, where I think that they're gonna roll them. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, can West Ham contribute? Probably not. I mean, even Arsenal win to 0 is kind of interesting here.
Arsenal win. I'm just curious, real quick, what a Arsenal Liverpool parlay is. Maybe made a screw how with the over under. Just take the big boys, right? I mean, you've had this strategy years on this show. Is like coming down the stretch, just take the big boys, the bag 3 points every weekend.
Yeah, that's where I'm at here. I mean, yeah, City, Arsenal, Liverpool money line looks strong. You're just trying to find a way to get Arsenal down to the plus 100 range if you can.
All right, I'll find a way before this show's over. I'll come up with I'll come up with the damn parlay and get them in there. All right, yeah, Arsenal, they're rolling right here. Here's one here: Villa taking on Manchester United. This is a spot where United, obviously, the front line is starting to really come in there with Fernandes, Garnacho, Højlund obviously bagging goals. He had a stat coming into a few weeks ago. He had 8 goals on the season, but only 5 assists. The dude wasn't getting shit for service early in the season. They're finally starting to realize, like, oh yeah, the dude can, hit some bangers like everybody else in this league if you give him service. And then obviously
Yep.
Rashford on the left. The offense is coming around. I like their team total. I just want to back Villa or back United. A little wonky with what Villa was able to not do yesterday against Chelsea. Watch that match. I just want to back United on that team total over 1.5 at plus 125. I think they're going to come good.
Yeah, give me. I'm laying it here like minus 143. Both teams to score and over 2.5. This is also this and Arsenal are my two strongest looks this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, hard to think Villa won't score. I mean, you do get Casemiro back. They've been stronger. Martinez obviously now is going to be out for 8 weeks with that. If it was Martinez, I don't know if they'd be able to because Martinez, Varane, and Casemiro is a really good partnership in that back. But now you're going to get Maguire. Yeah, I heard during his press conference that he was toying around with throwing Luke Shaw as his left center half. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Ollie
think
Watkins.
that's probably a
Ollie
good play.
Watkins. Yeah, it's yeah. I agree. I would find a way to be on United again here without the Lissandro Martinez news. So yeah, now you get Maguire back. A little bit more uncertainty, and Ollie Watkins against Maguire is a real mismatch.
He'll talk about my guy like that. Man, still surprised it got blown out there a little bit there by Chelsea yesterday. It could have been a
Yeah,
little
that was
different
so.
though. That first 10 minutes though, Villa Park was rocking. Could have unfortunately been a little bit different, but it goes like that sometimes. All right, let's keep it on rolling there. I think we only got one more match Monday afternoon. How about Crystal Palace and Chelsea? What are you thinking with this one?
It's a total lineup checker. You need. I think that Chelsea are going to win it most likely. Noah Elise is out. So that's a huge miss for Palace. And then what Pochettino did yesterday in the Villa FA Cup replay was played the young guns. No Thiago Silva. No Sterling. They went young and fresh, and that was a big play for them,
Yeah.
and it paid off in dividends there. And I think that Chelsea will probably be too much here if they roll with that same lineup. So Monday lineup checker, and I think that Chelsea probably get the job done.
Yeah, and it's at a price where you can bet that if you get the lineup that you like. I didn't look at the price.
I haven't actually looked because I'm on my phone. I don't have the price in front of me here. I can
Minus
probably
minus
find it.
120, not bad.
Minus 120. So yeah, it'll probably steam up a little bit, but I think I would be comfortable if I get the right lineup betting like a minus 130 here with Chelsea.
I'm frantically looking at my predictor site because I missed where Olise was out. I didn't see that, so I'm looking that up real quick. Because otherwise, Matt, I kind of like goals. I mean, for Crystal Palace, 83% of their games have hit both teams to score and over 2.5. Same thing for Chelsea, over 83% and 83% for both teams to score and over 2.5. I kind of want to just back goals, and you were getting the classic over 2.5 and both teams to score at plus 120 for this one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Olise's gonna be out. Yeah, that's big.
yeah, I'm leaning more Chelsea here,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, that's massive news. I'll probably have to hold out till Monday now. I don't know if I feel
Yeah,
a lot confident. I mean, that's their guy. That's really
yep,
for a team that they know who their guy is, but they don't have a lot of guys. They don't have many of them. All
totally.
right, let me rifle out your bets. I just got to put mine down here on the old sheet, and then I'll be getting mine out.
Yeah, both teams are scoring over 2.5 and United. Um,
Man, we left us.
can you hear me? Okay.
Back. Yep.
Yeah, both teams are scoring over 2.5 in United, and then I got to figure out exactly what I want to do with Arsenal, really. Um, so I'll send out something there. But yeah, I need to dive in just a tad bit more on Arsenal. Those are my two strongest bets for sure this weekend.
All right, throwing mine up on the screen. I'm a little bit heavier this week. I think last week I had 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 units in play this weekend. Six and
Love
a
it.
half. Toss them up here. God dog it. All right, I'm doing the City gets Everton done and dusted early in the first half. I'll take a stab at that first half over. I'll of course go for that full game over that's hit in the last two head-to-heads, and then lots of goals in Luton, Sheffield, Forest, Newcastle, Wolves, Brentford, and Tottenham, Brighton, and then I will do that money line parlay of Arsenal, Liverpool, and the money line parlay minus 120 over on Bet Rivers. Let's see. We got some comments here rolling in. See if anything was for you. They're talking about your sharpness in baseball, Matt.
Sharpness in baseball. I don't know about that.
Don't like betting on teams. Have been there. Matt's on the lane. Minus 144. They don't like your juicy plays. No, I'm just kidding. They like it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know if I could bet on Chelsea. Matt's, your boss is wondering why you're still on your bathroom break. All right, boys. There's the week in the Premier League. Hey, we got a special between the posts coming up on Monday, boys, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. There's 4 Champions League games across Tuesday and Wednesday. Matt will break them down with me on Monday afternoon. All right, Matt. Good luck this weekend. Go Niners in the Super Bowl. We'll see you back here Monday.
go Niners. Go Niners, baby. All right.
Appreciate it, everybody.
Thanks, Jason.